Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Vivian, good morning. Tristan, good morning. Yeah, brother, I need some ginger tea right now. Got up, had my shake, and sometimes those bananas just don't sit quite the right way. So, had to brew some ginger tea, get that stomach under control. You can see a little bit. Here we go. We got the princess in the background getting some napping in. I feel like she's gotten more and more acclimated to my daily routine. So, that's been amazing, right? But let's go ahead and dive into what we got going on this fine Friday. It's the last day of this trading week. And I'm excited to see if we can finish it off with a bang, right? Whatever the market has for us, we'll make sure to respond appropriately. But we're here for the same reason we are each and every day. That's to get 1% better by the end of this session, right? And it's the July 26th, 2024 edition. We're coming on the end of July. July has been an amazing month, right? It's been an amazing month. No way to slice it, even with kind of the selling that we've experienced this past week, which again isn't arbitrarily bad. It's all just based on higher positions. But July has been an amazing month, right? So I'm very grateful for it and happy, to carry the positive vibes into my birthday month of August 24th. I'll be celebrating a birthday, another year alive on this earth and closing the gap and, further developing community and, helping people, enabling them, empowering them to, close the gap between where they are and where they want to be. Can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at it. So I'm excited to reflect and really show gratitude throughout that month because, again, there are tons of people who didn't make it to another birthday. So I welcome it with open arms, not because I'm a big birthday party guy. I'm not that. I'm unfortunately kind of being coasted into having something for my birthday. I'd much rather sit back, have some food, and chill out. Right. That's my prime birthday. Might be for some of you guys as well. Throw a two in the chat if that's for you. But I feel like after like 25, I was like, all right, I'm cool on the birthdays until like 30, 40, right? Those types of things. But let's dive into what we got going on today. Make sure you throw those ones in the chat, signifying your intention of getting 1% better by the end of this session. All right, let's do it. Let's knock it out. Let's earn it, earn the day. Got back on the horse with running this morning. Wasn't easy. First time since, I was at the beach. We had that heat wave and then busy work and then, coming back and now dog dad. It's been a lot, but got back on the horses. We normalize her schedule and I can get back into some of mine. And it was great to get back out there. So I'm going to try and keep it consistent here this weekend, and get back into things, right? Really make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward, literally here. But speaking of putting your best foot forward, our top news, the 5 rings, the Paris Olympics, 2024 Olympics are set to kick off today with the opening ceremony taking place under a backdrop of heavy security. Tens of thousands of officers and soldiers have been deployed for the waterborne opening along the, I think it's Seine, with a flotilla of boats scheduled to carry athletes representing 206 countries and territories. There have already been some security incidents ahead of the big show, with arson attacks disrupting France's high-speed rail system and many train routes being canceled along the network. Corporate angle, the games will offer a big stage for U.S. companies associated with the Olympic Partner Program, like Airbnb, ticker ABNB, Coca-Cola, ticker KO, Intel, ticker INTC, Procter & Gamble, ticker PG, and Visa, ticker V. The last time around, American sponsors shied away from the spotlight during the Beijing Winter Olympics in 2022, facing pressure over abuses related to China's minority Uyghur population. Again, I don't know how to pronounce that. Like, I've seen documentaries on this whole situation that happened, which was really sad, but I can't make my mouth form how it needs to form to say that correctly, along with other human rights issues and authoritarian control. The U.S. government even boycotted the event by barring diplomatic personnel, causing many firms to lie low in their Olympic-themed commercials. There are big viewership opportunities with billions of people estimated to tune in globally, creating a catalyst for sports and sportswear and more awareness across a broad case of categories, according to analysts at Bernstein. For the host country, it can also offer greater visibility for tourism and foreign investment, as well as a chance to get big-ticket infrastructure projects over the line, though more nations have been sitting things out. In fact, the IOC was left with just 2 bidders, Paris and Los Angeles, for the latest Olympics and ended up awarding slots to both cities in 2024 and 2028. So people were like, hey, we really don't want to host the Olympics, right? It's kind of like, I don't know, hosting a party now in 2024, right? With everything being more expensive, people aren't really looking to host parties like that. Like, oh, let's have Christmas at your place. well, maybe I don't want to have it, right? That was literally the whole world with hosting the Olympics. Plus, there's a lot of baggage that comes with the Olympics too. Like there are areas that still have not recovered from hosting the Olympics. Because you just dump so much money into it. You build up all this infrastructure, and frankly, it's money that some cities can't afford to spend. And then you're just left with these big Olympic ghost towns in a mountain of debt, right? For 15 minutes in the spotlight. So the economics, the price tag to host the games has increased in recent years as more sports were added, requiring more new venues and related housing to accommodate athletes. White elephant stadiums have been seen in host cities, while many transportation and development upgrades have also soured. See, just what I was just talking about, despite pledges to use existing facilities and avoid huge construction costs. Quote, there has never been an Olympic Games that has made a profit, noted Robert Barney, director of the International Center for Olympic Studies at the University of Western Ontario. Fold in all the costs and revenues, including federal allotments, municipal allotments, provincial or state allotments. It's always been that a debt has to be paid somewhere. So, it's true. People think that like the Olympics just happen. It doesn't, right? People have to pay for it, and, cities have to host it, and it is a quite expensive endeavor. And just like, what was iterated here, you never really it's more of a brand thing, but you like never really turn a profit off of it. It's kind of more like a flex and I guess an investment, right? Just in like the image of the city, but it's not a thing where you're looking to make a return. Whew, perfect. You really can't beat it. For those of you guys who don't know, literally any type of stomach issue that you have, and I'm a guy whose stomach is always, kind of like a NutriBullet where it just feels like stuff is churning and churning. Ginger tea is the way to go. And you can get these ginger honey crystal packets like a Sam's Club, Costco size bag off of Amazon. And it is wholeheartedly worth it because I probably drink this stuff daily. And it just helps in general with digestion and health. But specifically with stomach issues. Now, trending news, crypto friendly, former President Donald Trump, who once called Bitcoin a scam, is set to show his support for the crypto industry this weekend as he headlines the world's largest Bitcoin conference. It's just funny. Like, it's just funny how, number one, how short people's memories are. And number two, just how much narratives change. And I get it. Like, you can change your opinion based off of more information that you get, but like, people who do stuff like use strong words like scam without fully understanding something is just beyond me, right? But again, it's because you have to, a lot of people, you've got some narrative to push. So it's like, it's in your best interest to ally with the banks. And now the banks are allied with crypto. So now it's in your best interest to ally with crypto. That's kind of how it's going. Trump, as well as running mate J.D. Vance, have ramped up promises of lighter crypto regulation as opposed to the Biden administration's crackdown that has upset the industry. Their campaign has even raised over $4 million through crypto donations so far. Crypto sentiment has improved in July, benefiting in part from the Trump trade, with Bitcoin up another 5% this morning to 67,200. Yeah, there's a whole wave of millionaires made off of crypto, right? And things associated with crypto and the infrastructure built around crypto. And that's what they want, right? Money is shifting. Even people who do real estate, right? You've got a completely new demographic of buyer, even for like luxury places in like New York City, right? There's, going to be your old money, but there's also like your new crypto millionaires and billionaires, your YouTubers, your content creators, right? This is like a new breed of people. And, they've run the numbers and they recognize how important that money is and that voice is. And that's what they're tapping into. And that's why you had, according to Mark Cuban, that's why you had, Kamala reaching out and trying to learn more about that world of crypto. And I think that's good, right? Everybody say, oh, she doesn't know about crypto, or, they don't know about crypto. Like, it's been around for so long. Dude, get over yourself. Like, at the end of the day, it's just good that people expose themselves to more. And I'm always going to cheer that on. It's always the worst when someone's like, oh, you're just getting around to this thing. Like, it's always good for you to go out and for you to learn, and learn from others. And we're all eternal students, right? Just make sure that if you are late to something, that you make sure that you go about the right way of learning about things, which is going to people that know a lot about it. So I can't falter for, going to a good source of information, learning directly from them, instead of just hopping on YouTube and typing in like, what is crypto ? Economy gaining speed. US GDP rose at an annualized rate of 2.8% in Q2, topping the 2.0% consensus estimate and accelerating Q1's 1.4% growth. The new data highlighted a resilient consumer and solid economic growth while reflecting more business spending in the face of worries. The initial GDP estimate also seemed to suggest that inflation is continuing to subside, but slowly. Investors will get confirmation of that today, as the Fed's favorite inflation gauge will provide a better picture of underlying price pressures and trends. Financials AI analysts. JP Morgan Chase is reportedly given asset and wealth management staff access to an in-house generative AI product that can do work like one of their own. The ChatGPT-like large language model called LLM Suite can help employees with writing, idea generation, and summarizing documents. So it's literally just chat. It's just ChatGPT, which they created locally, which is actually fairly easy to do. Pretty much anyone, as long as you have the space, you can even create a version of ChatGPT and just host it locally and run it locally on your machine. Quote, think of LLM Suite as a research analyst that can offer information, solutions, and advice on a topic, JP Morgan said in an internal memo. CEO Jamie Dimon previously said the bank's AI use may, quote, reduce certain job categories or roles, but it may create others as well. Yeah, a lot of you guys might be thinking, oh, wow, does this mean that, I can have ChatGPT pick my stocks for me if I'm at JP Morgan Chase? No, that's not the case, right? In ChatGPT, it'll take a lot more than what it's trained on now in order for it to, do well with markets. You have to understand that things like artificial intelligence have already been factored into markets. There's trillions of dollars involved, right? So they're always going to be integrating the newest cutting edge technologies in order to get some type of an edge to turn big profits. I feel like when there's a real, breakthrough in this space, we'll hear about it, but that would probably be AI reaching its peak, being able to do things like predict markets, because there's so much that goes into that. So many data points. Like, that's something that eventually it will probably be able to do. But by that point, like, I don't know how much it would matter. I think once it reaches that level, it will have completely changed the game and, changed the world. So I don't think it's going to be like a casual thing. I think once we hit that level where it can do something like predict market movement, we've also reached that singularity where it's like, who knows what the heck else happened in the world, and that's probably the last thing that we're thinking about. And I'm just gonna leave it there, right? At the point at which it can do that, it is probably already like just fully become sentient and is independent and all that stuff, and whatever ramifications could come of that. But as of right now, this LLM suite isn't really seeming like that newsworthy. It can offer information, solutions, and advice on a topic. They've literally just made an iteration of ChatGPT that they can use in-house. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to use it in-house already. Maybe just for like security issues, like them just being able to use the normal one. I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I feel like they could have saved this for when they came out with something that was like different. Like, I feel like it would be cool headlines, like summarizing documents. That's not very novel. Yeah, so maybe it's just a slow news day. I don't know why that ended up being a news headline. But then again, we only got like 3 or 4 headlines here today, and they were all very short. So it might just be a short news day. Today's markets in Asia: Japan down 0.5%, Hong Kong up 0.1%, China up 0.1%, India up 1.6%. The FTSE in London up 0.7%, Paris up 0.9%, Frankfurt up 0.3%. Let's see how we've reacted to this inflation data here. So we pushed higher overnight, right? SPY finding support there at that previous hourly low that we had yesterday. We might have, cause for reversal here. If SPY can close on the hourly above 547.91, we can fire an hourly double bottom. Nice bullish reversal pattern. What does that mean? It means we can turn around and go up, right? If we do that, I'm fine with entering calls and playing the upside. If we don't, we're in an area that we can chop, and we have chopped in before for a while between 540 and 550. So I'd probably just sit on my hands if we don't end up firing this double bottom, just because I'm not intrigued with trading in this range. I'd rather just make money off individual names that are moving than deal with the indexes, which is how we succeeded the last time we were under these circumstances. Oops. Dropped my phone. I was going to pull up the PCE data here. All right. PCE data. All right. So U.S. personal spending month over month, June actual, up 0.3% versus 0.2%. The estimate was 0.3, so in line with expectations. U.S. personal income month over month, up 0.2% versus 0.5%, estimated 0.4%. So personal income came in lower than expected. Personal spending came in right in line with expectations. US PCE price index month over month, up 0.1%, estimated 0.1. US PCE price index year over year, up 2.5%, estimated 2.4. So slightly higher in the year over year inflation gauge for PCE. But really nothing too crazy. Core PCE up month over month, 0.2%, estimated was 0.2. US core PCE price index year over year up 2.6%, estimated 2.5. So it's just the year over year number. It's a little bit higher. US short-term interest rate futures edge up after inflation data. Traders see July Fed hold, September start of rate cuts. US S&P 500 E-mini futures up 0.85%. NASDAQ futures up 1.19%, Dow futures up 0.65%. So it's looking like, for the meeting that happens next week, markets are pricing in just a hold of where we are. And then September being the first cut. There's still rumors that we might get multiple cuts this year. We'll see, right? It depends on how Powell's rhetoric continues to evolve. Today at 10 a.m., we get consumer sentiment. So we do get data once the market rings that will be of import, right? So we'll watch out for that. You might get some chop and then finally get direction after we get that consumer sentiment data. Typically, whatever direction we get a pop in, like one way or another, the market doesn't end up going that way when it comes to this consumer sentiment data. That's just something that I've noticed. So we'll watch for that at 10 a.m. What else is happening? Michelle Obama endorsed Kamala Harris for president. Gig economy stocks rise after favorable ruling in California. LYFT came through for us yesterday, right? Nice bounce off support. We were in LYFT early, and then after reaching our price target, just in runners, it ran all the way up and rejected right at the downtrend resistance line drawn and conveyed yesterday morning in the Loom video, right? So right on the nose there with LYFT, came through, paid nicely. And we got it on watch to break out at some point. We'll see if it can fire this big weekly wedge. Could make for a nice swing opportunity. Hint, hint. Southwest, ticker LOVE, LUV, ditches open seating model to lift earnings. OpenAI starts testing AI-powered search. Alphabet, Google slips. Yeah, there was some put volume directly related to that OpenAI powered search, right? That tool that they're adding. They're not rolling it out for everyone, but they, are rolling out pretty much Google, but using ChatGPT, right? You guys know I like Perplexity as my AI search engine. They're especially curated to just be a great AI search engine. But Google not liking that news, and it didn't really affect Microsoft too much, who obviously is invested in OpenAI. Elon Musk will discuss XAI investment with Tesla board. Denied Johnson & Johnson's talc bankruptcy appeal. Lululemon downgraded as athleisure falls out of favor. That's unfortunate. You know what's crazy? This is Lululemon, and I don't know if I can even show it. So it's on the back, on the back under part of the shirt. It says getting better daily on it, and I didn't even know that when I got it. Yeah, it says get better each day on the inside of it. So I was just like, wow, how amazing is that, right? Look at God. Look at that divine confirmation. I've been, running in this and love it. And, it's great material. Obviously, it's Lulu, but I noticed that taken out of the wash one day. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Hollywood video game workers go on strike over AI concerns. Yeah, I would too. Kroger's planned Albertsons deal temporarily halted, and then cold storage REIT Lineage debuts biggest 2024 IPO. So we'll wrap it up and put a bow on it there. My beautiful dudes and dudettes, right? It's been a great week full of experiences. You either win or you learn. So no matter whether you won a lot this week, you learned a lot this week, even better if you got a little combination of both. Make sure that you are actually learning from it, not just saying, oh, I experienced it. There's a difference between experiencing something and learning something. We all know someone who continues to experience the same difficulties, but they never learn anything from that test. And life will continue to present you with the same test until you empower yourself to pass that test, right? So if you find yourself continuously struggling with the same things, it's because you are not sufficiently passing the test that life is presenting to you. So let's resolve to today as well as this weekend, right? Because everybody thinks, oh, weekend, I've got it off. You know, I deserve to sit and rot. If you want something better for yourself, make sure you prove it to yourself over the weekend, right? Learn something new, research something new, learn more about AI, right? Get some more reps in looking at the charts. Really, really, really earn it. It only takes a few hours, right? I tend to every Saturday, I wake up the same time that I normally do, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., right? And then I'm going to work a few hours, even if I have stuff planned where I go meet up with people. I earned that, right? I earned the right to say, hey, this is my Saturday and I can chill for the rest of the day. So just look to earn it because this life is a gift, right? And with that, we're finished up with the last pre-market prep session of the week. I'll see you guys back here on Monday for our next pre-market prep YouTube live stream. Have a great weekend, a safe weekend. And I'll see you soon. Peace.